I'm here today with Steve Wilkos. He's one of the longest running talk shows. It's season 19 coming up. He's been on TV for more than almost 30 years. That is amazing, Steve. How are you?
I'm I'm doing great, and I'm very fortunate to be in TV as long as I have.
You know what? You look like you could be on WWF and you could body slam somebody.
Well, I might look like that, but I don't feel like that anymore.
Oh man, let's talk about the 19th season coming up. 19, man. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, the first couple of years is such a grind because you're trying to figure out what kind of show you want to do and trying to figure out what works, what doesn't work, and now we're into season 19. We know what the audience expects, and we deliver on that. And the show now, I just feel is such a well-oiled machine. So it's good. And my wife is my executive producer. She comes up with these new ideas. We'll do we people tune in because they expect a certain type of show, and we deliver that. But she also will veer into something that would do something different and keeps the show fresh.
What would you say over your years being on television? What were some of your biggest influences?
Well, I mean, number one, I think being a police officer really helped me become a talk show host. When you're a policeman, you're out interviewing people all day. You're talking to people all the time. You're extracting information, and that's what you do as a talk show host. Uh, Jerry was a huge influence on me. It was such a great training ground for me because no matter who it is, I sat there and I remember thinking, oh, I would do this or I would ask that. So when I got my own show, I got to do that. Uh, just we took the Chicago police officer off the streets of Chicago and put him on stage, and that's why I was put it as. There's no like secret. We didn't like because for me it was like I wasn't a celebrity. I wasn't trained or other than people knowing me from the Springer Show. I was I never wanted to be in TV. So I just think that keep it simple. I was a policeman. I was good at it. Put me on stage and we ran with it.
I'm laughing at you, man. You talking about keep it simple. Come on, Steve, it's something else.
Well,
All
I
right,
mean, I never tried to project the beats. Like Jerry would say to me, he goes, "Hey, you're good at what you do. Be yourself." He goes, "If you be yourself, people like you." And that's true because I think a lot of people they try to transform, and then you're not authentic. And I think people can pick up on that.
most definitely. Now, you talked about discipline and you talking about being a police officer, but what about being a Marine? Come on now. You were in the Marine Corps, man.
Yeah, I was in the Marine for 6.5 years, and I'll tell you, I was kind of a wild guy in high school. I kind of screwed around, didn't get good grades. I hang out with guys that we weren't focused, and we got in a lot of trouble and things like that. Well, the Marine Corps took all that out of me, man, and they instilled in me a credible work ethic, a sense of never failing, always get the mission accomplished. So I like to say, being a cop made me the talk show host I am, but I wouldn't be sitting here today talking to you if it wasn't for the Marine Corps.
Well, besides sitting here and your wife, I understand that you like riding a Harley-Davidson. Talk about that, man. You got a more.
Well, when I was growing up in Chicago, none of me and my friends, nobody had money, right? Like, we came from lower middle class. So the cheapest thing was a motorcycle, right? Like, motorcycles didn't cost a lot. You didn't have to spend a lot of money on gas. So we all would ride motorcycles as young guys. And then, I've always had one. I enjoy riding. My wife, my motorcycle got stolen right when we got married, and then I kind of forgot about it, and we started having kids, and then when I moved to Connecticut, I said, I'm going to get another motorcycle. And she didn't like it, but she wanted. It was a big move for me, so I do ride a Harley. I have a Triumph Bonneville. I love riding. It's one of those things that lets you decompress.
Yeah, definitely. I've been speaking with Steve Wilkos. 30 years on TV, 19th season for his particular show, loves riding his Harley-Davidson, and he's got to be really happy because the Bears won on Sunday. Is that right, Steve?
Yeah, that was a real pleasure. Well, see, I'm a big believer in Caleb Williams. I know everybody's been down on him, but it's not, obviously it's not easy to play in the NFL. I think he's going to be a great quarterback. I think you saw flashes of it yesterday, and now we got a new head coach. And, Chicago's been waiting for a Bears winner for a long time. And maybe not this year because, they're still feeling things out. But I think they're in good hands for the next few years.
I think you're right, Steve. I'm looking forward to it too. I'm looking forward to him to get to the Super Bowl. That's what I'm waiting on.
Oh, we're all waiting for that.
Steve Wilkos, thank you for joining us on Morning Blend. It's been a blast. I really appreciate it. And again, you still look like you can still body slam somebody in WWF.
If I really had to, maybe.
Thanks, Steve.
Take care, buddy.